Gary Moore Best Quotes. Gary Moore, Irish musician, 1952-2011. Don't forget subscribe. I always loved the Yardbirds when I was a kid, you know. I was always into Jeff Beck and everything. I wasn't really worrying too much about what anybody thought. If you do that, you shut yourself down. I think a good guitar solo sounds so much better within the context of a good song. I sang a song called Sugar Time. That was it. I had the bug. I mean, if you go to a rock gig and someone plays a ballad, it can still really come across, even though there's 100,000 people there. We're losing the whole point. Music is not to impress people. Music has to stand up on its own, and guitar solos are nothing to do with it. I came in touch with music at an early age. My father was a show band promoter who took me along as a little nipper of 5 and put me up on the stage with the musicians to sing. I found reading musical notation frightfully boring. I'm not one of those people who get emotional. When I'm playing, I get completely lost in it, and I'm not even aware of what I'm doing with my face. I'm just playing. I don't like concert halls where everyone is sitting down, and it's all very formal. I don't want to play like that anymore. Whittle, 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 up and down the neck as fast as possible. If you've got an expressive style and can express your emotions through your guitar, and you've got a great tone, it creates a lot of tension for the audience. It's all down to the feel thing. My father was responsible for me starting in music. He's always stood behind me. Whenever I was in the dressing room on my own, I'd start playing blues to myself. When we came to America before, we opened shows in arenas for groups like Rush. It's always been a case of playing for 45 minutes for someone else's audience. Songs that are just a vehicle for a guitar solo are very empty, just an excuse for a guitarist to show what scales he practiced last month. I think all my albums have concentrated on songs. I've never taken the typical Van Halen route to try and become a guitar hero. If you take a long time over a record, you end up making something different from what you intended. I remember seeing The Who at the Top Hat. I've been listening to a lot of dance, hip-hop, drum and bass, reggae, R&B, very rhythmical music. When I was about 14, I went to see Cream play. I thought they were the best band in the world. Irish music makes you want to get up and jump around. I've always thought of music in the long term. I've always tried to write songs that people could listen to a couple of years later, and maybe longer. There was a great blues scene in Belfast during the late 60s. I really want to concentrate on the blues again and do it properly, which is something I feel I didn't do before. The blues needs to be everything to you, otherwise it's not going to come across. That's what I think. Thanks for watching. Don't forget subscribe.